Memory is the cornerstone of learning and education. It allows us to acquire, retain, and retrieve information effectively. This process is essential for academic success, professional development, and personal growth. In the demanding field of medicine, memory plays a critical role. Doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals must retain vast amounts of information. This knowledge is crucial for accurate diagnoses, effective treatments, and ultimately saving lives. A 2006 study on surgical residents highlights the importance of effective learning techniques. The study focused on how different study habits impacted the residents' ability to retain surgical techniques. The results were striking. Residents who used a specific learning method, spaced repetition, significantly outperformed their peers. This study underscores the need for evidence-based learning strategies that optimize memory retention. The human brain, however, is not a perfect recording device. We often struggle to remember information, especially when faced with large amounts of new material. The good news is that science has uncovered effective strategies for enhancing memory retention. These techniques are not just for medical professionals. They can benefit anyone looking to improve their learning abilities. By understanding how memory works, we can unlock our brain's full potential and achieve more. Encoding is the first stage of memory formation. Think of it as the brain's way of saying, "Hey, this looks important." It's the process of transforming information into a format that our brains can store and retrieve later. Kind of like turning your messy notes into a neat, organized cheat sheet. Imagine encoding as the act of typing information into a computer, where each keystroke represents a piece of data. Just don't spill coffee on your brain. Just as the computer needs to convert the typed characters into digital code, our brains need to convert experiences, sensations, and thoughts into neural code. It's like translating your life into brain speak. This neural code is what allows the information to be represented and stored in the brain. Think of it as your brain's secret language. The hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped structure deep within the brain, plays a crucial role in encoding. Yes, your brain has a seahorse. How cool is that? It acts as a temporary storage site for new memories, much like a computer's RAM, holding data before it's saved. So treat your hippocampus like your brain's personal assistant. When we encounter new information, the hippocampus is activated, working to process and encode it. It's like your brain's way of saying, "Hold on, let me write this down." It processes the information and prepares it for long-term storage in other parts of the brain. Think of it as your brain's filing system. However, not all information is encoded equally or with the same strength. Some things just stick better than others, like that catchy song you can't get out of your head. The strength of encoding depends on various factors, including attention, emotional significance, and the way we process the information. So pay attention and get emotional. For example, information that is personally relevant or emotionally charged tends to be encoded more strongly and vividly. It's like your brain's way of saying, "This is important, don't forget it." Similarly, information that is actively processed, such as through elaboration or connecting it to existing knowledge, is more likely to be remembered and retained. So, get creative and make those connections. Encoding is a critical step in the learning process as it lays the groundwork for memory formation. It's like planting the seeds for a memory garden. By understanding how to optimize encoding, we can improve our ability to retain information and recall it later with greater accuracy. So let's get encoding like memory ninjas. This understanding forms the basis for effective learning strategies that target the encoding process, ultimately enhancing our memory and learning capabilities. And who doesn't want a supercharged brain? Consolidation is the process of stabilizing and strengthening memories after they have been encoded. This crucial step ensures that the information we learn is not easily forgotten. Think of it as the brain's way of hitting save on new information, much like saving a document on your computer to prevent losing your work. During consolidation, the brain reorganizes and integrates new memories into existing knowledge networks, creating a more cohesive understanding. This process transforms fragile short-term memories into more durable long-term memories, making them more resistant to forgetting. Sleep plays a vital role in memory consolidation, acting as a critical period for the brain to process and store information. While we sleep, our brains are busy at work, replaying and strengthening the neural connections associated with newly acquired information, ensuring they are well integrated. Studies have shown that getting sufficient sleep after learning something new can significantly improve memory retention, highlighting the importance of rest. During consolidation, the brain also works to connect new memories to existing knowledge, creating a web of interconnected information. This integration process helps to make sense of new information and embed it within a broader context, making it easier to recall later. For example, if you learn about a new medical condition, your brain might connect it to previously learned information about related conditions, symptoms, or treatments, creating a comprehensive understanding. Consolidation is an ongoing process that continues long after we have initially learned something, constantly refining and updating our memories. Each time we recall a memory, it becomes temporarily labile and susceptible to change, allowing for updates and modifications. This reconsolidation process allows us to update memories with new information or strengthen them through repeated retrieval, ensuring they remain accurate and relevant over time. Retrieval is the process of accessing stored information from memory. It involves locating and bringing forth the data that has been stored in our brains. It's like searching for a specific file on your computer and bringing it up on the screen. Just as you need to know the file name or location, your brain uses cues to find the right memory. Retrieval is essential for applying our knowledge, making decisions, and solving problems. Without it, we wouldn't be able to use the information we've learned in practical situations. Without the ability to retrieve information, our stored knowledge would be of little use. It would be like having a library full of books, but no way to find the one you need. Retrieval is not always a perfect process. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, we can't seem to access the information we need. We may struggle to recall information that we know is stored in our memory. This can be frustrating, especially when the information feels just out of reach. This difficulty in retrieval can occur for various reasons, such as interference from other memories, lack of effective retrieval cues, or simply the passage of time. Each of these factors can make it harder to access stored information. The ease with which we can retrieve information depends on several factors, including the strength of the initial encoding, the number of retrieval cues available, and the context in which we are trying to recall the information. Stronger encoding and more cues make retrieval easier. Memories are often linked to the context in which they were formed, so being in a similar environment or emotional state can facilitate retrieval. This is why certain places or smells can trigger vivid memories. Effective learning techniques often focus on strengthening retrieval pathways. By creating strong connections, we can improve our ability to access stored information. By practicing retrieving information regularly, we can make it easier to access that information when we need it. Repetition and review are key to solidifying these pathways. Techniques like active recall and spaced repetition are particularly effective for enhancing retrieval. These methods help reinforce the memory traces, making it easier to retrieve the information in the future. Testing isn't just about assessment, it's a powerful tool for reinforcing learning. When you test yourself, you actively engage with the material, making it easier to remember. So, don't shy away from quizzes and practice tests. They are your allies in the journey to mastering new information. Variety is the spice of life, and it's also crucial for effective learning. Mixing different types of content and learning activities keeps your brain engaged and prevents boredom. Whether it's videos, articles, or hands-on activities, a diverse approach helps solidify your understanding. Timing plays a significant role in how well you learn and retain information. Spacing out your study sessions rather than cramming allows your brain to process and store information more effectively. Remember, consistent and well-timed study habits are key to long-term retention. As we wrap up, remember that effective learning is a combination of strategies. Test yourself regularly, mix up your learning methods, and pay attention to timing. Put these tips into practice and watch your retention and understanding soar. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more learning hacks and tips. Happy learning!